Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Competition, proudly brought to you by Mattse and TwoTapTony. And today is going to be a glorious day, and I'm super duper keen to get down to business, Tony. But how you feeling coming back into our high school competition?
Yeah, feeling good. Took a week off, I guess. I was behind the scenes, and I'm back in front of the scenes. And
Congrats.
yeah, it should be exciting. 9.5, of course, just hitting, and a lot of new things to work out for a lot of teams.
Yeah, new things to work out and new things to do. But you know what's not new and is here to stay? It's our sponsors. A big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide a best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, a big shout out to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, zero distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
Oh yeah. Serious play every single day. A big shout out to them and theirs, but also a grand shout out to none other than Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to each and every single one of our sponsors. You know, you love them. We appreciate their support. But now, speaking of support, it's time to talk about the teams we're here to support today, because we've got an absolute ripper of a best of three to start off the day. It's going to be between the SPLC Panthers and KGSC Clankers there. So keen to see how they all band together and give it their best. We got our first map locked in as well, Tony, but looks like with our map being locked in, we're going to get locked into this series as well, because they're ready to rumble.
Yeah, get straight into it. Why not? Of course, SPLC Panthers, we're quite familiar with their game. Very strong and formidable team. But as well, KGSC are a very formidable team in their own regard. I believe it's well. Used to play a lot of Fantastic last semester. So looking forward to maybe see a fantastic pick here from KGSC. But for SPLC Panthers, of course, they've got a lot of strong picks. You can already see Yeet Turtle hovering that strange. They're going to be taking away the Black Panther, not one we normally see as a first band, and on the other side, Blade as a first band.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with the Daywalker there, I can't blame them. Definitely a lot of power behind Blade, but a lot of power behind King T'Challa as well, so seemingly are going to be taking the band straight out of our ranked queues, Tony, and into here right now. But first protects are going to be Gambit and Strange this time around, following suit with the bans on Invis and Cap.
Yeah, Cap's not a bad one. I was going to say Cap hasn't been played too much as a dive vanguard. Dive as a whole, as we have seen, has kind of fallen off a little bit by the wayside. So, yeah, Cap, maybe SPLC just don't want to get that stall potential out of KGSC. Of course, there is always that potential with that freedom charge that you can stall the point for quite a bit, especially on domination, where it's a little hard to deal with. Invis getting taken away, Juno's going to be probably a little bit upset about that one. Invis normally a pretty staple pick here for Juno. Mag getting locked in. Bucky on the other side here for SPLC is an interesting one. Maybe seeing the bans so far, they're expecting Dive. Cloak, though, a very expected ban, Matt.
Yeah, Cloak's seemingly had a return to focus heading into this season, right? Bringing a lot more power into the mix here. So we'll be able to mitigate some of their strategist impact there. And Magic actually going to be locked away as well. Oh, God. Magic, Tony. Magic makes me think of the new Balloon Pop event, which made me take all 6 damn tries again.
Yep.
Oh, my days. But you know what? I got the Scarlet skin in too, so at least that's something.
Yeah, you got a little luck behind you. I haven't, unfortunately, hit the pops yet.
Good luck.
Pop the balloons minigame. Yeah, I'm gonna need it apparently. Seems to be a hard one to get a hold of here. But of course, checking out the team lineups, I don't mind this roster for KGSC. It's a lot of like upfront brawl with the Rogue and Wolf combo here, but of course as well they've got that Gambit if they need to kind of rush down a fight here or there. You've as well still got that like dive element with the Wolf and the White Fox as well. So KGSC playing a little bit more of an aggressive composition. SPLC playing pretty true to the meta, right? We've got Hela, we've got Cyclops, so they're just going to be playing poke here as we've seen from the meta so far.
Yeah, looking to just chip away at the damage a little bit by bit here. Curious how Shiva will find impact for SPLC this time, though. You know, playing around the rocket does mean you basically have that pseudo extra player. You can afford a tiny bit more aggression there in order to play around the battle recon beacon, but looks like they are already in a bit of trouble there. See E4 in a bit of trouble. Maybe they'll be back soon. I hope so, but we'll see how things fare in a second. Mr. Yeet Turtle already using the Seraphim Shield here to take a bit of space and get a bit of chip damage over the top. But KGSC, they're not looking to go down without a fight. They're taking it straight to them as well.
Bring the fight straight to them. You can see that Mag team up. Going for a little bit of punishment there. Dragon Fury actually going to be picking up that first KO. Hyper trying to get in the face. And KGSC, they're not on the point for the moment. They've actually been forced back quite a little bit here. Oh, sorry, forced forward here to take this fight. And now we'll walk on over and claim that capture. SPLC, now everybody going to have to group back up here and see how they can play it here. And again, Battle of the Poke is something we have to check out here. Hella versus Cyclops. Always a very interesting matchup to see here because, you know, Hella a time ago used to be that hit scared main that everybody goes for, but of course now your Hella players are kind of moving towards that Cyclops.
Yeah, moving to Cyclops, even Black Widow having a return as a Grace there. Like, there's a lot of versatile options. Speaking of options, though, Wheatbix there does fire Mr. Yeet Turtle, brought back by the BRB and shut down in turn there. So, well done to SPLC for adapting around things and looking to achieve more as well. Raging Royal Flush are coming out from Ball there. They certainly know Ball, don't they, Tony? And they're ready to try and stall out their enemies.
Absolutely seem to know how they want to do it, and it is going to be Dragon Fury picking up another. Dragon Fury getting a ton of KOs here for KGSC. And strong play being shown for them right now, pushing it all the way in SPLC spawn. And SPLC, how do they adapt? They've got two ultimates to play with here. Agamotto as well, starting to come up here from Yeet Turtle. Haven't opted to portal yet back to the point as that percentage builds here. The KGSC, Matt, they've got a few ultimates. The Heartbreak is good. The Magneto Meteor M could be absolutely detrimental if they time that one well. But Piastri getting forced back for the moment here. Going to be the Ruby Rage coming out. And he's going to find a quick KO.
Ready to engage there. Going to see the Kumio unleashed on both sides as well. So Juno opened it up first there. Dragon Fury will be the second to the pitch there. Meteor coming out from Piastri Fnatic as well. I don't know if that was honestly a bit too much power brought in from KGSC there, but I mean, considering how close they are to taking this first mission area, maybe it was all worth it, because they aren't going to be looking to contest at the moment. SPLC are getting closer and closer. Is it enough for OT, though? Last Stand comes out, and they are forced away.
Yeah, forced away out of it. Very dominant first point there from KGSC, and we go to the carousel now for Krakoa and SPLC. I didn't mind the composition, right? As we said, a little bit more poke heavy. Just needed to maybe see that amplifier come out a little bit earlier. And, well, of course, Agamotto as well is about a ton of potential here for SPLC in this next initial fight. Of course, if they do use those ultimates early on, they can get themselves a ton of advantage.
Get ready.
Yeah, going to need to give it everything they've got, eh? And we'll see exactly what they're going to be looking for on the other side of this now as they ponder. Which way do they stay? Which way do they go? Also, big shout out to OniPotence on the obs today, putting in the hard yards. Big shout out to Oni. But big shout out to our teams right here and now. Priming up to get out the gates. Hyper pretty close to the Meteor there. Shiba, is that activated? I hope not. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
No.
I got worried for a second there, Tony. I'm thinking, damn, they're really keen.
Yeah. Nah, it's just holding it out. Like, showing it off a little bit, showing it that it's there if they want to use it. But, of course, off to this first fight here. And, well, the Amplifier is actually going to be popped. They're not just showing it off, but using it immediately. Mr. Yeet Turtle will pick up the KO there onto the Wolf. They also will find the Gambit. So, 2 straight picks here, make it 3 for SPLC as they'll get onto the point. Juno involved here with the White Fox. It's always cool to see your strategist players kind of get involved in the feed, Matt.
Yeah, I think Juno's always been a really impactful strategist for the SPLC Panthers there. You know, I think that they've always had a lot of power on the White Fox and also other strategists. But we'll see how things go as Cyclops are finding Juno there. Hyper and Co, though, looking to shut things down. Got us a Deather coming out as well. Unfortunately, not getting the full extent of the Deep Breath team up with this ult there with the Namor. They'd get some undead squids as well, but not this time.
Not this time. SPLC Panthers playing pretty defensive. Well, they will lose Mr. Yeet Turtle in the process, though. A little bit too far forward. And now you can see damage out of this mag is so much to deal with. Soulsy find that quick KO. They'll send the mag packing for the moment. Wolf a little bit too far forward. A little bit of miscoordination here for KGSC. And the SPLC, they will capitalize. Squids as well, the undead squids. Dealing a little bit of chip damage here, forcing Piastri back. And well, for SPLC Panthers, they have a ton of percentage starting to build here. It almost feels reminiscent of how KGSC were playing that first point.
Yeah, if Piastri's getting forced back there, Tony might have to call on Ricardo, but we'll see how things go with the Meteor from downtown there. Hyper going hyper crazy with it, and will be able to set the record straight for their team. Trading 1-for-1 though, it's Piastri getting it done here. Juno with the Kumio Unleashed are still doing a great work for their team. They're trying to force Piastri Fnatic back, and they will find success there. So, gonna be happy with that. You'd expect maybe they'd go for something like a portal here at the last moment, but doesn't look like they're going to go for it. They do have someone to stall at least, but does proc the OT timer, so maybe there's hope yet.
There might be a little bit of hope here. Weet-Bix trying to get in, but immediately denied. Ruby Rage came out, and the Meteor as well from KGSC, but it's a little bit too late. The Meteor doesn't even hit on the Salzy, and that will be SPLC Panthers taking home the carousel map. We go to the Grove here for once on Krakoa. I was going to say, it feels like, you know, a lot of these teams, especially in AEL High School, it's very like quick dominations, like 2-0s, nothing third point potential, but both these two really fighting for it at the moment, trading blows.
Yeah, trading a blow for blow, going toe to toe, just like TwoTapTony, but we'll see what they can do heading into this next objective now, as Weet-Bix there does have the last stand available. Kumio Unleashed prepared for Dragon Fury in a sec as well, so there is opportunistic things that they can push forward here, albeit they are going to have to watch for the Ruby Rage, the Seer, Agamotto. SPLC do have advantage in the ult, but if they can shut things down in the neutral on either side, it would be absolutely prime, absolutely perfect. We'll see what happens now, though, as our players get ready to rumble already. Step to step, ready to go. Mission area unlocked in just over 20 here. And KGSC are looking to take the high ground initially. I like how Weet-Bix is also just playing sneakily. Might go for a feral leap around the outside, but looks like SPLC, they're playing up high as well.
Yeah, they've got the high ground, and both teams going to be trading Dragon Fury immediately with Kumio. Last stand coming out here from Weet-Bix, trying to find something quickly. Agamotto in return locks up the entire roster of KGSC, and there's nothing really they can do. Amplifier as well, dishing out so much damage here, but also keeping everybody sustained. Mr. Yeet Turtle was taken low, but that Amplifier kept them up, and now KGSC are slowly falling, trickling down here, and members now forced back. Another pick there from Easy, charging forward with the shots, trying to find this Magneto, but Dragon Fury's there to help the mag out, and Easy needs to fall back.
Yeah, needs to fall back. Get ready to stack things up. Heading into the next one. Hyper going to be good, though. Does fire to Weet-Bix there. So, good opening. Still need to shut things out. Saucy good for it. And looking to stall things out one step further. I like how Saucy are playing on to the high ground as well. The off angle, not exactly with their team there. And it forces another line of sight, another lane, if you will, to be considered.
Yeah, you have to consider all of your options here, especially with how versatile, again, like Marvel Rivals can be. You can take different spaces, you can take different lanes, as you alluded to, and well, you can see SPLC still taking lane. Double Meteors coming out, one from Piastri and one slammed down by Hyper, both finding their own picks here. Hyper with another, and the Kumio coming out, keeping everybody sustained on the point. Easy to find one on towards the Rogue, and Hyper continuing to walk forward. Triple out of hyper here, Mad, playing that mag pretty well.
Yeah, playing as well as they can here and looking to certainly take advantage of the most powerful Vanguard right now. Best in slot for sure. Took a little bit of time to shut down Weak Bigs there, albeit, you know, it takes a while, but they get it done in the end. So it's going to be a staggered KGSC right now. Heartbreaker does come out. We'll find one. Traded back, though, on a Dragon Fury. So it's 1 for 1 with the CR trying their best to get it done, but no one else are going to be able to breeze past just yet.
Nobody able to get through. Easy. Picking up another easy KO. This is SPLC all over it. Double hit from Easy. Salzy to pick up the Gambit. Ruby Rage comes out. Oh, it was being thought about for a second there. Just floating the potential for that one. Got us a death from Salzy. Now the Kumio is forced to try and walk onto the point here. Matt KGSC, they're running out of time.
Running out of time and ready to go. Let's see what else they can do. They hold her back for a second here. Trying their best to see if they can slice and dice their way forward. We'll be able to get it done. So, hard work paying dividends towards the end of that one, everybody. And that is going to be Krakoa. 2-1 in favor of them and theirs there. So, a much closer affair. You always love it when domination goes to all three objectives.
Yeah, it's always good to see as well. Adaptation from objective to objective. MVP to Juno there on the White Fox. Of course, had the invis taken away, but still can play a pretty mean White Fox, and that's SPLC taking home that first map, Matt. And, well, checking out the stats for you, 15 finals from Hyper. What a number there on that Vanguard roll, especially.
Yeah, huge. Huge work coming out from them and theirs there. And definitely keen to see how things go into game number 2 as well. But a most confident beginning from the SPLC side there. You know, they certainly took advantage of their heroes, managed to steer things in a much positive direction there. And it was a pretty even split across the board, honestly. Like, even across both the duelists on that side, I think they both doubled up on 8 finals across them. So, yeah, I got to give them deserved praise there. You know, I think that they did really, really good work. So, love it to see it, Tony. Love to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was interested to see, you know, the Battle of Cyclops as well. Was interesting, Easy, just getting a lot of free pick potential there. Nobody really getting on, especially with the fact that KGC were playing Dive. You would have thought they'd probably focus a little bit more heavily to getting on those hit scanning characters, but just couldn't quite break through all of the damage up the front as well. As we alluded to, Mag's a pretty strong pick at the moment. So, yeah, might see potential for a Mag ban going into this next one on Convoy.
Yeah, I'm interested in what they're considering here, right? Because what do you think would be the ideal convoy map in the rotation right now?
Ideal convoy.
Yeah.
I want to say museum.
Yeah?
I want to say museum, but I know everybody hates
Nightmare Fuel, Tony.
I know. I'd say Nightmare Fuel. Yggdrasil's pretty fun. I played a little bit of Thebes too. Thebes is
it growing
kind of
on you?
fun. It's grown on me a little bit. I
bit?
actually like a lot how Thebes plays. It's very to the meta at the moment. Like, it's just very hit scan, poke down hall. But there's a lot of like more open space compared to a lot of the other maps where it's like buildings, alleyways, where you have to kind of like maneuver and take a little bit of an angle. And if you're too far up, you kind of get caught out.
I like the sound of that. Just like I like the sound of Midtown, Tony. We're going to town right
Midtown.
now.
It does a good one as well.
It's a classic one, right? Because I feel like we've seen a lot of museum these days, you know, but Midtown, we saw a lot of it, especially around the time that Phoenix came out. You know, I feel like this was the convoy map for the longest amount of time, but it's nice to be back every once in a while.
Yeah, it's nice to come back to Midtown and to really scope it out. Midtown as well, very poke heavy, very to the meta at the moment. And, of course, checking out the bans. Actually going to be seeing KGC with a rocket ban here. Felt like the amplifier was a little bit too much to deal with.
Looks like we're just going to check something out in the meanwhile, Tony. So we're just going to look into something for a second here. So we'll be yeah, coming back into game 2 momentarily, everybody. We are just going to go to a short break, though, whilst we look into something. So we'll be back very soon. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. We are back and ready to go into our second game here on Midtown. And we're going to be getting back into start a draft here. And let's look at what bands will be on our way right here and now as we get down to business.
Yeah, it should be some fun bands going on here between these two teams. Of course, Rocket and Black Panther. Strange going to be saved. Yeah, and for Midtown, Matt, of course, Strange is pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty great. As we set things up for success here, we'll get down to business. Curious what else they're going to bring out, Tone.
Yeah, it's a questionable thing. Blade getting taken away once again here for KGSC. Of course, we'll fix that one up for you, not BST. I believe they'll be playing later today, or they're currently playing, but
yeah,
of course,
we'll get that sorted soon.
We'll get that sorted soon. KGSC, of course, taking away Blade is an interesting call. Cap, once again, going to be taken away here for SPLC. Really don't have to deal with it. Maybe Cap is like the kryptonite here to Mr. Yeet Turtle Strange, and they'll get Cloak and Dagger through this time around. So there's that potential with that Hood team up for the damage amplification come out here from SPLC.
Yeah, we'll see what is going to be online for our last one now, Tone, as we got the Invis banned out there. Cloak going to be protected, and Magic will be banned away. So pretty reminiscent of our first mapping contention there, honestly. And yeah, I'm keen to see what else they do. Looks like there's heavy focus on the Cyclops again, so should be a-okay. And keen to see whatever else will come this way or that way.
Yeah, it's curious to see what happens here. Again, it's mirror composition here from KGSC. Nothing really changing, actually, in terms of what they're after. But in the other side of things, SPLC are actually going to be changing up. They're going to be putting Hyper on the Winter Soldier, and we're going to be seeing Salzy for the Vanguard lineup here. And as well, Shiva will be able to bring out the Cloak and Dagger. So SPLC getting a few different shake-ups here. BSD, though, keeping to what they know. The Gambit Rogue team up pretty good. Of course, Wolf as well. Helpful for that dive kind of composition that they want to go for.
Yeah, going to be helpful to try and make full use of the Feral Leap there. You know, they can definitely take advantage of a lot of situations. Go for that Scoop Tech, if you will, and eager as can be to see that come into action, especially on this first choke point here. It's going to have a lot of potential, right? Especially just trying to play on the high ground. I like how easy is taking it from the high ground themselves, though. It means that Weepix might not have as much potential to go around behind for a flank there, try and bank on something, but we'll see how it plays out as Yuya looks to take this one on the front lines.
Yeah, quick frontline assault here, but Hyper already going to be securing a quick KO, making a second double here from Hyper. Triple out of nowhere. Hyper just walking it forward. Quad from Hyper. Pensa. Matt Hyper keeps going, and it's another one walking up to the plate. Hexa for Hyper. And that's the way to start it on Midtown for SPLC.
Yeah, amazing work for Hyper this time around. And keen to see what else these teams can do here and now as we get down to business once again, Tony. And curious to see what else will be on the other side of this.
Yeah, curious to see what happens. Well, another pick from Hyper. Oh, what a bionic hook from Hyper. This guy's unleashed. Let him onto the duelist role, man.
Let the Hyper out.
Yeah, let the Hyper out. Having a free day here right now for SPLC. Well, keeping out this choke here. Time is ticking off KGS's clock for the moment. It's going to be a quick pick, though. They finally shot Hyper down. The Ruby Rage, though, from Easy. And immediately answering back these quick KOs, but Easy is going to be on their toes for the moment here. Kumiho from Juno. KGSC, though, they're going to have to answer back, potentially. Heartbreaker going to be pretty good at keeping that rogue up for the moment.
Yeah, great to keep them up, and great to steal away a lot of the charge from SPLC here. So there's a good way to breach the surface of the defense there and find more. Yes, it's Will, though, is spilling a lot out of this one, and I know the reasoning behind the Panther ban now, Tony. Because yes, it's Will has actually been a prominent force on that one in the past. So that was definitely a targeted ban.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't fantastic. I don't think Will's... Maybe Will's dabbled in fantastic before, but yeah, definitely Black Panther seems to ring a bell.
100%, just like we're ringing a lot of bells now with a meteor coming down. I'm going to miss its impact though, but speaking of impact, it's time to get armed and dangerous and go again and again there. Tainted voltage into the charge and a Hyper parging straight past her, trying to absolutely wipe out the strategist line there. They're finding more and more Hyper, just completely eviscerating the lines there. They will stop them right on the edge and get the staggered KO onto Piastri Fnatic as well.
Yeah, this is just Hyper's world. We're living in it right now, Matt. It feels like SPLC haven't let off the gas after that first map. They found themselves some confidence, some momentum after reverse sweeping there on domination. And for KGSC, now only a minute left to play with here. They're going to have to kick it into high gear, try and get around this corner. SPLC probably aren't going to let them. Agamotto as well available for Mr. Yeet Turtle. KGSC, they're kind of just slowly walking into it for the moment. You've seen though, Rogue walking it up here could be a good anti from the Gambit if they are going to set up as well. Ensong's available, and it's going to be immediately popped here.
Pop dropped and it's tripled down, burning everything in their path. Hyper still going to be on the path of redemption though, trying their best to shut down Strange, but they will get disengaged. So good push from KGSC there. At long last, they do manage to push it past that first checkpoint, but still more work to be done on the other side of it now. So take it slow, take it easy, and get ready for whatever else could be here. But yes, it's Will who's being so nasty, like a thorn in their side on the front lines.
Being a very much a nuisance. Spectacular spin available for Will too. KGSC. So they get that push in there. Thankful to be securing that extra time. And they want to get this secondary push going pretty effectively. Ruby Rage is available for easy, but it is going to be stolen away. The Heartbreaker pins down Hyper as well there. And now Eternal Bond did come out from Shiva just to get them up on and into a healthy state of affairs. KO as well from Shiva there in the dagger form. Damage being dealt here. Ruby Rage now built back up for easy, and KGSC losing a little bit of their ground now. They've forced out to play into the right-hand side, but they also have to walk back left.
Oh, it's time to get Agamotto through it, but it doesn't hit anybody, Tony. Piastri Fnatic going to be a shot straight down. Ruby Rage online with the Kumios unleashed there for both teams, and it's time to get armed and dangerous. Crack and impact. They're trying to crack past with the Rage Royal Flush as well, and Ruby Rage does get shot out immediately. So a lot of nullified ultimates into that fight there, and KGSC going to reap the rewards.
KGSC reaping the rewards. Halsey as well, going for a little bit of a meteor. KGSC, they're walking up high. Agamotto, though, going to lock up a few. Phoenix able to get out, though, with that shift. And well, still, KGSC winning this fight out. UUT finding Juno, and UUT also finding Salzy. KGSC might be able to secure themselves a second cap.
Yeah, that's right on the cusp of it, isn't it? Let's see if they can do it. Will is desperately trying to play for the spectacular spin as well. Might get it soon. They got a pep in their step and they're ready to step into it. We'll see how it all goes here and now, though, as they wait their things out patiently. Ready for the next blow for blow trade-off here. Shiva does have the Eternal Bond if they want to stall a bit of time, but I mean, they don't have much else to bring, and they might even lose that. Heartbreaker coming out, forcing out the ult there. Yes, it's Will going to be the first one to go. Heartbreaker almost shut out the show. Hyper gets it done, and goes for more with the Bionic Hook. No one on the other side of it, though, but they know where their focus lies. Straight onto those strategists as they all come tumbling down.
The double there from Juno. But SPLC, they're going to have to be careful, right? They're right in the spawn. They're right in the face of KGSC. And Song Inferno just immediately from Weepix, once again, just showing no hesitation to pop that ultimate. So, Matt, normally we talk about the game of going first in a very strategic game like Marvel Rivals. It is going to be Agamotto over the top. Shift there, and the strategist will fall. Double from Piastri Fnatic, as they'll find their room to work with triple from Piastri Fnatic. And KGSC, just when we thought maybe it was a little bit too early, the end song, it pays off a little bit of a decoy maneuver.
Only 60 seconds left.
Decoys are going out, and players are breaking in here. Ready to flow forward. Shiva in a bit of trouble. Yes, it's Will. Seeing that thorn in their side again, but they'll survive. Persevere through the pain, and Rage and Royal Flush are going to be the first thing on the mark here. Spectacular spin, almost on for the double KO. There it is, locked and loaded, and looking to implode upon it more.
They're looking to explode into more, but KGSC will find themselves 36 seconds left on the clock for that one. Matten, what a way to bounce back into such a rough start. They were down to a minute there, didn't even have that first point captured, but they're able to find themselves a little bit of footing, and it was just off of some aggressive maneuvers. Weet-Bix using that end song time and time again. The first fight that it found success, it was a triple. The last few times it was kind of just like a one or even a decoy, as we alluded to. But yeah, Piastri as well. The Strange, I like this front line here for KGSC. Strange, Rogue, very defensive, but also can be aggressive at times at taking up that space. So for SPLC, they're going to have to change it up a little bit. Hyper now back to the Vanguard, and Salzy back over to the Hella.
Yeah, back on Old Faithful, Tone. Keen to see how those go for it as they get ready to go here. Just making their way down.
Before you attack. Get ready.
Baxter building. Ready to take Herbie. Or Herbie. All the way to the top. Take it slow. Ooh, Portal Combat coming out. No, there's no way. Oh, they're going for something nasty here, Tony. How many do you think they're going to catch?
It could be a few.
They almost have one already. You see that pull through the
Yeah.
door?
Yeah.
They're too keen, Tone.
3, 2,
A little Portal Combat here to start it off. KGSC, they're going for an aggressive move, and ooh, doesn't find anything. I don't think SPLC are fooled by that one. Now they'll walk it out.
Oh,
ooh, yeah, they
straight
did.
past it, mate.
Yeah, walk straight past it. The portal, it's always like a really finicky thing there, because like you probably want it in front of the door to like, yeah, block, but you also want to go for that environmental care. So probably a little bit too eager for that one, and just, you know, it's something you can go back on in the future and work on.
Yeah, just like Hyper. Now looking to go in into this one head first. A great double KO there in the diamond form. Carbon Crush ready for the rush, and going to be able to brush it past a couple. But KGSC, good to stall them out. Weet-Bix also going for a bit of an off angle here. Hyper spotted them though, so going to have to play from a distance. Otherwise, you're going to be caught up by the lasers there and burned away. So Piastri, Fnatic, and Go now actually forced to concede some space here. This is great for SPLC. They get closer and closer to the halfway point for that first checkpoint, and they might even find it more around the outside.
Trying to conquer the divide here. Juno, quick one there onto the Strain. But it's back here from KGSC. They do have a lot of cover here. They've got the pillars, and of course, a lot of the broken vehicles at the moment. Salzy having a walk back to Hyper. Collected onto one, looking for a second there. The Hyper killer combo for a double. Looking for a triple potentially. Those KOs are going in the favor of SPLC. As Herbie slowly comes to a crawl around that corner. Just a few meters away, and you can't really see Piastri denying that one. It's 4 minutes 49 on the clock now for SPLC.
Yeah, plenty of time behind them as they pry him up, and poor Weet-Bix there getting caught out with no one there to help them. But yes, it's Will at least able to climb down the hill, but maybe not for long. Ball goes down, rolling away, and Sawzy's here to play. Good for the double down, and ready for more. They're still playing the elevated angle again here, so ready to strangle things forth for their team, and at KGSC, they're going to have to play on the back foot for now.
Have to play further back than they would like. Starlord here for Weet-Bix. Could be a good change up here for KGSC. We've seen what they can do. Kumio immediately popped there from Dragon and Fury. Psionic Seduction coming through. The Eternal Bond to keep Hyper up on top of the Psionic Seduction. Agamotto. Salzy can't do anything about it. And White Fox as well was locked up for a second great choke slam there from Hyper to turn attention Kumio now and Hyper will find the Strange. KGSC, they've opted to pop the Heartbreaker. Both teams trading ultimates and trading blows, but still, it's SPLC slowly picking apart these members. Great bionic hook to pull Juno in. And he's able to get out pretty easily. Does have that left shift available. Agamotto's still here for SPLC.
Still here, Ruby Rage though, going to be able to engage, double KO, and more to follow. They actually shut down the Galactic Legend as well, so absolutely fantastic work. But I got to say, it's off the back of KGSC just double committing their strategist ultimates at the same time there. You know, Juno was able to sustain through at the delayed endeavor, and it worked out perfectly for SPLC to support their team to actually push it over the top. So very unlucky for KGSC there, but at least they've managed to charge up pretty hastily towards at least one of their strategist ultimates again. But I mean, as a result of everything, it's a bit like a domino effect in how much space SPLC has gained.
So much space. Continuing to take up more. KGSC, they've opted over to Cloak and Dagger themselves. If you can't beat it, join it. And, for KGSC as well, taking a page out of Hyper's book. Getting on to the Winter Soldier. He's going to be another pickup there. The Star-Lord a little bit too deep there for the liking. And God's Death here going to be coming out, trying to get those squids down. Agamotto to lock them up, and bang goes the Gambit. Exploded in the blink of an eye with the Maelstrom. Matt and Mr. Yeet Turtle feeling like, you know, a pretty good Strange at the moment as you know, find these quick KOs. A total bomb there from Shiva. And, well, SPLC find themselves 3 in almost 4 minutes on the clock here in the time left.
Including which side you're on.
Yeah, that's almost 4 times the amount of time KGSC has here. So there's a lot more pressure on their shoulders in order to take as much distance as they possibly can. I'm almost terrified of what Hyper can do on this Emma Frost, because we saw a lot of their early impact on that Vanguard in particular. So keen to see if this is the solution for them again to gain a lot of ground, gain a lot of strides here for them and theirs, and eager to see what KGSC can do as well. I like the Groot hover coming into this, considering how much Groot can control the space there, playing around the Thornlash walls there, Ironwood walls. You know, there's a lot that they can do in order to isolate fights in favor for your team, but we'll see how they prepare themselves now, as it is going to be SPLC on the defensive side of this one, and KGSC have everything to do on the attacking side.
Look at us.
Yeah, a lot to ask of KGSC right now, and, well, you know, changing a few things up. Is that going to be our trusted strategist pool coming into play? Thing as well. I like this change up. Thing, very good, Matt. Thing always feels like mag level damage at the current moment, with especially that Phoenix team up. Oh, sorry, the Torch team up. It's very oppressive to deal with. A flaming fist flying your way.
Yeah, I kind of love the new Thing team up, right? Playing around the Torch team up, like you said, you get an enhanced state once you're activated there, and your fists become violently engulfed in flames, like what we see in now, you know? So the Haymakers make explosive damage there, and it's just fantastic. Not going to see the enhanced effect this time, but what we are going to see is the opponent powder coming out from Ball there. So to roll through. Carbon Crush, though, shuts them straight out with a big kick, and away we go. Easy and Hyper, double trouble. Hyper good for 3, though, and they send them all the way back to spawn.
Back to spawn, and that's not what you want to see. Confidence starting to dwindle here from KGSC. Desperation will put the Astri Fanatic here over towards the Cyclops, and seems like he's put a few hours in that one. I believe that is a Lord Icon for KGSC, and SPLC actually not expecting this much of a fight to be put up for KGSC. They thought they were going to roll over. But they're going to be continuing to walk forward there, and Piastri Fanatic picking that one up on a Hyper. OT's ticking. And KGSC almost to halfway for that first point capture, but of course they're going to have to stay on top of Herbie to push that one. But as well, they're going to have to try and take these fights against SPLC.
Have to fight to the last here. Eternal Bond into the Ruby Rage, though. Perfect. They're finding Yuya there, and Looking for more around the outside. If they can shut down even a weak Bix here, that would be fantastic. They do not want an opposing Eternal Bond, but it will be activated. Ruby Rage coming out in the meanwhile as well. Not able to sustain their team through this one. They're getting staggered out. Tony Juno paying dividends here. Got a Sadet as well, trying to find the final stand. They will be able to go hand in hand to lock it down, lock it in. Portal coming out though, Tony. The fight does not stay on. They're on the back of the mission vehicle. Oh no, Tony, not like this.
Not like this. It was so close
Which side you're
for
on.
KGSC there. They almost got out. I believe they almost got a few ultimates off.
This one.
But, well, SPLC, what a hold. They're not even allowing KGSC that first point. And, well, 4 times almost the time here, SPLC. They don't have to make any crazy moves, Matt. They just have to keep with what they've already been doing.
Yeah, stay true to the recipe and give it the best they can. And let's see if they can make it work right here, right now. As we jump into our next segment of OT. SPLC going to be on their attacking side now, and they don't have as much distance to cover because off the back of a quite strengthened defense. Certainly keen to see what strides they can make. KGSC, though,
Get ready.
definitely looking good, having Groot, Magneto at their disposal there. They can play around the walls. There's a lot that they could do, potentially. Still committing to the bit with the triple strategist, though, and I'm curious if that's the answer.
Team Atlas.
Yeah, it's a question to ask here, because Groot does allow a lot of stabilizing presence, and we've seen as well Groot comps on a map like Midtown. You normally go for a pretty heavy hold, and normally you play into the triple, right? With some triple Vanguard, triple Strategist, mostly if you're running a Groot comp. But, I mean, for KGSC, you have the triple Strategist, not necessarily the triple Vanguard. They favored a little bit more damage with the Bucky. SPLC now trying to put their best foot forward and trying to make up that time pretty quickly. Geek Turtle slowly getting a ton of damage chipped in towards that front line, and Hyper already finding the Magneto.
Finding the Magneto and more to follow there. Judo shutting down a ball and ready to stand tall here. We'll find at least one bit back from Piastric Fnatic, but weak picks going down is going to be a bit of a problem. You need to sustain your strategist as much as you possibly can, especially at these crucial times. Good for the Mind Crush there. Trying to rush through with some damage. They got full charge. They're ready in Diamond Form, and Carbon Crush into the rush. Kicked against the wall, forcing us into the dance floor. So Yuya desperately trying to hold on here. They need a portal, a dream, but it's looking like a nightmare as they're on the final stretch. Weak Bix can't make it. Not going to be able to get there in time. Yes, it's will. Try as they might. The fight is done.
The fight is done. SPLC will take it. We went to OT though, so Bifrost KGSC pushing it there against SPLC, who look very confident in this series overall. And, well, another well-deserved MVP for Juno. Those Kumios were good. My unsung hero, though, was Hyper. Matt, as you saw, just mechanical beast there on that Emma. As well, we got to see a little bit of Winter Soldier from him. The Hexer that came out as well was very impressive to see. 54 KOs overall here for Hyper. 26 final hits as well. Absolute insane work from Hyper. So, you know, a little bit of an SVP as well for that SPLC side, but strong play from them overall today.
Yeah, I've got to agree. You know, not many defeats on their side either. Not many casualties. Just looking like a well-oiled machine there. So fantastic work from them and theirs into our first series of the day. You know, confidence is key. And it certainly pays off in a big, big way, Tony. So, gotta love it. Got to love it. But you know what else we gotta love? We're gonna love getting prepped up for our next series right on the other side of this break. Everybody, don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Competition here for Term 3. Mattse and TwoTapTony coming to you live once again with another banger and all the mash. It's going to be a clash between TGS SCCC taking on RHHS Coyotes. So, keen to see how these teams go. Tony, how you feeling coming into this one?
I'm excited. We've already seen
Yeah,
a little bit of Midtown. We've seen a little bit of Krakoa, and I
we
imagine
might see more.
we might see more. Fingers crossed for more Krakoa. It's a beautiful map.
Yeah, I love a map of many portals. Love a bit of portal combat. With or without Doctor Strange, we just love portals, man. The only hero close to that, I suppose, is Black Cat, right? Being able to use one of the items there. Curious if there'll be any other heroes which kind of play into that kind of formation. Yeah, having those kind of the only one I could think of is maybe Nightcrawler. If Nightcrawler ever gets added to the game there, considering what Nightcrawler can do in the comics, the movies, I'm curious if they'll be added to the mix eventually. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But speaking of a lot of fun, it's time to get the fun started. Our series is ready to go. And TwoTapTony, let's start the show.
Yeah, let's get into it. Gonna be Krakoa again, and TGSSCCC. They like to do this one, Matt. They have the Devil Dino. I don't think we'll be seeing Devil Dino. Not a lot of teams, especially throughout the high school competition so far, have been playing Devil Dino. It feels a little bit weak at the current meta, especially with the fact that Mag's probably very much a first pick for a lot of these teams. Devil Dino, especially as well with Hood now being in the mix, Devil Dino just gets that little bit weaker. So, they're paying homage to a meta of old, but I don't think we'll be seeing Dino out of TGS.
No, I would not imagine Devil Dino would be seeing focus there. Looks like double strategists on the bans this time around. Again, Cloak and Dagger actually going to be banned here, so no Mantis this time. It's almost surprising, to see lack of Mantis bans here, but maybe it's going to be a Cloak best in slot, so no longer do we need Magnetos to meteor the Eternal Bond and put their ult to use elsewhere, it would seem, and that's going to be the first protect for RHHS as well, so certainly looking to lock in their strengths early into this one.
Yeah, looking to see what they can do here. Luda, interestingly enough, getting taken away. Ooh, Thing from RHHS here. Thing, as we alluded to, Matt, there on Midtown, we didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but Thing is a pretty prominent threat, especially, with Mag being in the play. Thing does pretty well sometimes dealing with a Mag. Elsa, as well, a little bit of a secret sleeper pick here. Elsa's still pretty good, especially with all the team-ups. You get that double trap with that Devil Dino team-up, so potential there for Elsa to still be a hotly contested pick. Venom, interestingly, taken away here for TGS. I don't mind that one. Venom's just kind of always been a very good all-rounder.
Yeah, I like the state of Venom at the moment. Especially on a lot of those open maps there. I feel like in terms of your dive-centric vanguards, Venom still standing tall, even despite the Hood getting added into the mix there, and basically having a demonic presence, if you will. Definitely keen to see more Venom in the future. Not this game, though. What we aren't going to see also is Bucky actually locked out. So one of our key duelists tied away, and one of our key duelists here to play. So one more ban remaining for TGS SCCC. Who stays, who breaks free? It Dual Pool is banned away. So they locked in Strat Pool, but they can't play Dual Pool.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe, I don't know if that was a little bit of a miscommunication. Maybe they thought if they banned Deadpool, it bans all of the Deadpools. That's sometimes when comms get chaotic, then that might have come to play here. But maybe it's just RHHS pivoting into the strat pool instead of playing that dual pool. Who knows? But TGS, very stock standard composition from them. Matt, we see Gambit Invis. RHHS, a little bit of a different flavor, especially with that strat pool. They've got a Hood and Blade to follow suit here. Mantis as well got let through. it's interesting as well because we saw a lot of Mantis Cryo bans, especially over in the university competition. So, you know, RWHS realizing that Mantis is up, they'll take it.
Take it all the way to the top. TwoTapTony and ready to swing into this one. Love 36 brought a bouquet. They brought a Robo Dog, it would seem. So it looks like they've brought a bit of everything into the mix here. Hopefully they've kept that one on lock there. But did see the Jeff hover for a second as well. Still, Olive looking to take it slow, take it easy. Heave our way forward here. Cheese ready as well. Can set some arcs up. Chip away with a bit of damage from afar there on the Moon Knight. We'll see who lights up the fight right now as Stereo looks to steer things into proportion. But TGS are going to be the ones on top of the mission area, just about on the unlock. RHHS, though, are ready to contend.
Blade slashing through and getting some good blocks in there. And Strategist keeping them up. You can see as well from Stereo, the Hood dishing out a ton of damage. And first KO goes to the Blade, but trade back there by Olive Oil. Some more KOs though. TGS put on the back foot, but RWHS as well put on a little bit of a back foot themselves, taking a ton of damage. Olive Oil having to use that smoke grenade to get to safety. Strap pull already coming out here, trying to throw hands against the entire TGS lineup.
Yeah, it looks like they've opted for the final exam this time as well. You know, seeing the jackpot trying to be hit there. So interesting to see focus put in another direction. But yeah, I love the push and pull coming out from the invis, right, Toad?
Yeah, really good pull there. Trying to pull the Moon Knight back into harm's way, but Gonshu comes out from RWHS and well, there is going to be some environmental KOs coming through here. RWHS, they will be able to cap themselves a pretty comfortable point cap. And Mr. Sloth needs to get back out of harm's way here. RWHS don't want to... TGS don't want to stagger out these KOs right now.
Yeah, don't want to stagger out the KOs. They want to keep themselves present as it can be. But speaking of what they can be time for the Raging Royal Flusher to try and flush out their enemies. Boundary going to be popped in reaction here. They lose Moon Knight and might lose more. Thousandfold slash into Clash. A Meteor does get stopped by the ceiling there, so that's very unlucky for the wild card, but I'm sure there'll be more around the outside. Still, RHHS are doing a fantastic job just staying on the mission area until 39% there.
Yeah, getting themselves some good percentage, but I have Agamotto's coming out there and going to catch the Deadpool in air. Mattse, quick KO there from Toz and TGS. Still looking to walk up here. Lord Twisty does have that Apex Predator. RWHS don't want to be grouping up too much because they could stack into that ultimate and could be finding themselves in the grave here. TGS, no, they're going to have to deal with Devil on the ends here, Matt. It's some shots coming out from Stereo, but they're not going to quite finalize.
We love the demon of the end there, don't we, Tony? Just as much as we love the Glatrox, boxing them in and locking them down. So, amazing reaction from Lord Twisty, and ready to try and make it disappear with the boundary right now.
Boundary here. Traded back for TGS. Got that final judgment available here for Olive Oil. Yeah, looking to pop it immediately as soon as they know it's up. They're going to use it here, and it is a quick KO secured onto the mag. That's the one that normally shuts out this final judgment, but trade back here from Cheese as they'll get on with the Moon Knight. And Olive Oil to shut it down, though, turns around with the shotgun, with the rifle, puts it straight to the dome. RWHS will lose that fight out here, but TGS extending a lot of ultimates in that one, Matt.
Yeah, really committing a lot to it there, right? It might leave them in an uncomfortable position heading later into the piece. We'll see what they can do, though. Still have Raging Royal Flush for TGS this time around. And curious to see what RHHS can do, because they haven't been able to find the mission area back in any way, shape, or form, and now it's getting less and less likely by the second. You see Thousandfold slash now into the clash. It's the Raging Royal Flush ready to try and flush out their enemies, player by player, layer by layer, and a 5% to go. Looking like no one's going to contest here. They do get one at the last second, though, but I don't see any signs of a portal or anything to stall them here. Pandemonium desperately trying. No! it all comes crashing down, but gonna be so sweet for your TGS SCCC side as they capture the carousel.
The carousel picked up for TGS. IHS, the way they started that, I thought they would have been the ones taking this first point, but only 39%, and then really kind of all fell by the wayside from there. Mag Meteor up for this initial fight here from TGS. And for IHS, they don't have anything to play with, not even half charged any of their ultimates other than the demon on the end here, Matt. So TGS might have some ult advantage to play with going into this fight.
Yeah, it's dangerous, that Demon of the End there, you know, especially depending on what team-ups you're playing with. You know, you can play around the Scarlet one there, and you can use the Demon of the End and also teleport with it. Depending on whether you've procced the team up there, you can also play around the Moon Knight one. You look to get a little bit of extra sustainability there, having basically a screen of invulnerability, if you will, just blocking a lot of stuff. Almost acting like a larger scale on Mag's shield. So definitely great to see that one come into play here and there. But for now, we dare to be greater as we jump into the next fight here. 10 seconds remain on the mission area unlock, and TGS SCCC already on top of the mission area. HHS are just kind of playing from a distance in the early phase though.
Yeah, playing from far back, just chilling out a little bit here. High ground from RHS is pretty good. They can get some good poke in. Olive oil though. First one on towards the Cyclops. Oh, Agamotto attempted to pooped away there. Still potential stuns that could have come out there from Artos. The fight still being won out. Mag Meteor trying to chase down the Deadpool, and we'll find it. Great tracking there from Wildcard.
Yeah, commendations well deserved there, and there'll be more around the outside. Good shots from Olive, trying their best to scrape their way forward. Not going to be able to climb to the top, but they got decently close, let's say. Still, got to hold her back for the moment. RHHS doing what they can on the other side of the barricade here, and now ready into a fight, toe-to-toe, head-on as TGS SCCC get closer and closer, but Squiddy does find the opening there, might even be able to double down. Wildcard in trouble, boundary comes up a little too late there. Glatrox as well being popped by TGS here. Will not get anything from it. The moon coming down, and it's time for the Demon of the End.
Time for the Demon of the End. There's going to be shots coming out, and he's going to deny the Gambit ultimate there. RHS shut that one down. Well, that's an unfortunate one to lose there for TGS. Olive Oil now putting his best foot forward, putting his best shotgun Punisher on. Able to find some shots through. Lord Twisty as well on a Squiddy. Has been secured, but RWHX is still fighting for this point. They do have that boundary here to use from the Invis, and well, this will go low, and they will pop to use it here. Final judgment online here for Olive Oil. And TGS, they're closing in on the percentage, Matt. RWHS haven't secured the cap.
Haven't secured it yet. I might get in a second. Meteor coming up from RHHS now, though. This could be their time, and they will prime up, dial it in, and lock into the mission area. So, good timing for them to turn things around. Love the grace from TGS, though. Gonna fall back, but they might not get any further chances as the Ruby Rage forces them to disengage even deeper now. So, good that they can build up a lot of percentage early, but now having access to little to no ultimates at all, there could be some big problems here for IHHS, because TGS, they just have to wait a little bit, and they have an absolute ton of ults at their disposal, and that could be all they need to lock in domination.
Yeah, this might be as for the taking. Jeez, getting out a ton of damage with that honk. It's going to be Agamotto perfectly there towards the backline, stuns up 3, and an explosion of KOs enters the feed here for TGS. No one really going to be able to attempt a portal back, Matt. That's done like that. 2-0 here on Krakoa for TGS.
2-0. They're feeling like absolute heroes on the tail end of that one, Tony. So, great job, great work for TGS SCCC. Going to be Wiggly taking away the MVP on the Invis as well. So, well deserved, and be able to keep things positive as can be for their team. So, good job, well done. We're going to take a look at our stats here in just a second. Here we are.
Yeah, checking out the stats. Wiggly Noodle, MVP performance there, but checking out the finals. Olive with 14 and Lord Twisty with 8. Felt like a team effort for that one. It wasn't really like one person doing a lot of the lifting for TGS, and for RWHS, you know, they tried something a little bit interesting. Support pool with the hood. Could have been a pretty good composition. They just couldn't quite find their footing with it.
Yeah, unlucky for them. You know, they tried to make it work with Strategist Deadpool there and the hood, but not today. You know, not providing the support they need this time around. Maybe they'll change it up into the next map instead. You never know. You never know. What we do know, though, Tony, is they're giving it their absolute best there. You know, I think that there was some times where there was some overcommitments to ultimates, let's say, which certainly came to be, you know, their undoing. But it's not the end of the world. You know, there's still more maps into this series. There's still more opportunities for these teams to give it their all into the clash here. And yeah, I'm keen to see what the next point of contact in this series in particular looks like. Looks like we won't have to wait too long, though, Tony. I think my spidey sense is tingling.
Yeah, what's your spidey sense telling you? What convoy map we going to?
2099 Spider
Ooh,
Islands.
Okay.
We're here right now.
Wow, since we've seen Spider Island be a pretty prominent staple in the pool. And of course, there's just so many good convoy maps that you can't really blame teams for not wanting to go to Spider Island, but we haven't seen Punisher immediately banned here for RWHS. They don't want to have to deal with that one.
Yeah, I don't blame them either. I mean, Punisher on Olive there did a lot of impact for their team. They were able to trickle through nice bits of damage here and there. You know, I think it was perfect for them. Blade actually going to be on the chopping block as well, though. Seemingly don't want to deal with any 1,000-fold slashes onto this one. Want to take away some of their top picks there and to find a well-contested strategist of their own here. But they both lock in that position there, so we have Cloak now on the Protect.
And it's going to be Cloak Protect, Gambit Protect. So both sides getting the strategist that they would like to opt to play this one around. Interesting that let me see, Invis taken away again. Wiggly Noodle pretty strongly Invis in that last one. But well, for TGS, realistically, it's like they won that first one. They have a little bit of info whether they felt like some things were too much to deal with. Again, it's going to be a dual pool ban. It's not a strap pool.
Again, dual pool sealed out there. They don't want to deal with dual pool at all, it would seem, Tony. It would be so curious, fascinating even, to see a whole ban line of Deadpools. You know, I feel like it'd be a bit like we're seeing all the different versions of Deadpool like in the movie, right? You know, we got all different Deadpools in the movie, so yeah, it'd feel like just banning them away in some way. But we do have the Venom now locked in, presumably for Stereo there, considering they're hovering over it. Yeah,
Venom gonna be locked in through here for RWHS, but TTS, they get Luda. And Luda's a pretty oppressive one to deal with, especially with that Fate map. We've seen fights change pretty quickly from just one good Fate of both worlds here. We're going to be seeing, I believe that isn't a ban there for RWHS. I missed it.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to have any Krakoan reels on that one, Tony. Maybe lost at sea, but we'll see what our next ban is going to be here as we lock in to the Strat Pool ban. Wow, we're more than halfway there, Tony. We just need the ban pool, but unlucky for us, no more bans. Ooh, what I do like to see right now is Squiddies hovering the torch. If we saw a thing get put out here, we could actually see that enhanced team up be locked in. But don't know if that is going to be seeing the light of day at all as we jump in into the next set of hovers here. Wildcard Hovering over the mag there, Artos looking at the Bucky, and Angela being considered as well. Now, Angela actually works very well on a map like this one. You know, I love that they can play into their team-ups there, get the double Assassin's Charge, if you will. Look to see if they can send someone into the sweet good night with the environmental KO there. And you know what? I want to see it right now.
30 seconds. Stay strong.
Yeah, hoping to see it, and could be good to see. And RWHS Torch Phoenix, quite a fiery proposition that they're going for.
Fired up, ready to go, ready to step in to the flow of this one and see if they can kick the show off with a bang here. Arto's actually playing into the Daredevil this time, though. I kind of like this as well. It's going to help with their scouting. Really can allow a lot to help keep track of Venom in particular, because, you know, playing into that guy Vanguard there, they're going to be trying to make strides in just being an absolute annoyance to the opponent, but immediately Stereo has been shut down.
Yeah, Stereo going to be poured on out, and the Angela here from Lord Twisty being a little bit of a nuisance to RWHS. Wiggly Noodle already making RWHS force out their BRB. We're going to be seeing the attempted walk up, and the Daredevil going to be shut down there. Artos a little bit too deep in the paint. Will be taken out early here. So TGS losing a member. They're going to have to play a little bit more passively.
Yeah, going to have to hold themselves back for a little bit longer here. Squiddy will be the first fall for RHHS. So, TGSSCCC going to break in into this one. Do have Venom playing into Flame Slashes there. And going to get more from it. Assassin's Charge, though, does allow Artos to bunch ahead with a couple of KOs and maybe more for their team. See if TGS can further their pursuit now, as they've found a Mothi there, Love 36. Everybody's going down. Mothi's back, though, from the BRB, so at least one step in the right direction, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, Tony.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Olive Oil picking up one. Stereo, though, going to be walking forward with the piece of the Abyss. Doesn't get anyone antied up. Actually going to get stunned there. Is going to be raging a Royal Flush here from TGS as they push forward. After being put on the back foot, they're just going to storm their way through. They are slowly losing their HP, but they're slowly finding these KOs. RWHS losing 2 minutes off of the clock.
Losing 2 and ready to break through with more. Let's see what else is going to be in store now as Black Panther gets hovered there. Spear, Slash, they're ready to crash in to their enemies at first here, but oh, they do find a Wiggly. I thought maybe that one would have aided them. No. Oh my days. You know what? I wanted to see the Assassin's Charge environmental KO, and I got my wish, Tony, but another wish coming true is Duncan on the cloak.
Yeah, that is a big meteor from Wildcard. Shuts down RWHS again. Their attempted push, and Song not finding anything either. Quick there, though, on Olive Oil. So TGS now on the back foot once again, but still, they've got so much pressure and so much confidence to just kind of walk it up. That mag just dishing so much damage. Crack impact coming out from Artos. Will secure a quick KO there onto the Phoenix, and the KO means that the reset's there. Not quite able to find the slam onto a second, and Squiddy with a triple on the Black Panther fadeaway shot from Artos, but RWHS, they win that fight out, man.
Win it out without a doubt, and see if they can keep it that way. Don't Lord Twisty and Ernan will pick up the health packs at a minimum there, but there's more that they have to do if they want to break through to the rest of this one. And I love how they continually just contest over the mission vehicle. You know, big problems ahead. Heaven's Retribution now going to be coming down. CIA in the play with the Ruby Rage. Time for Mass Descent, ready to repent and seal the deal. Double down, more to follow as they find the trades on both sides of the coin now, Tone, but it's TGS locking things down.
The TGS locking it down. They are going to be able to find, Mag on the flank here. Trying to take out Stereo on the Venom. Venom is not even going to be turning around. Wildcard is getting some good shots in. Has to wait for the rest of the team, though, to group up, because Wildcard can't do it on his own. I know, but they're just down to OT, Raging Royal Flush. The slot there, and will opt to use it, and they're going to run it forward once again.
Run it forward, run it back. It's OT on a line right now. They've lost a Rocket, lost Luna. Everybody's falling, but it's going to be Squiddy good for the trade there. But they might be good for trades, but they hold damn teams down, Tony. TGS at CCC. Barge in with confidence and take it all the way to the top on their defense. Oh my goodness. That was just incredible. What a way to hold it down there. Just a pure prowess coming through.
Pure prowess there, TGS. Now, not having to push all too far, Matt. And for RWHS, they're going to have to do some crazy shenanigans. Maybe Squiddy Spider-Man for an environmental KO that we didn't get to see from Lord Twisty on the Angela, Matt. There was, like, potential for it, but didn't quite happen. And, well, Artos, he's thinking about it. Penny going to be brought out here for TGS, maybe. RWHS, they're going to have to dig deep here, Matt. Potential early portal shenanigans, too, could be good. Crush a little bit of momentum from TGS.
I'm ready for it, Zone. Ready to see the portal shenanigans, whether it has success into this one.
30 seconds before you
Yet to
attack.
be seen,
Get ready.
but anything can be possible here. We don't know until we know. Mothy, though, ready to maybe get the ball rolling. They're thinking about it. You know, they're playing from a distance onto this one, so could be environmental, could be Spidey time, could be absolutely anything, Tony. I'm all for it and keen to see what they have in store now as we head to our final seconds, Tony. Squiddy, the pressure's on. Let's see if they can make it happen.
Let's see what they can do. Going to be... Oh no.
Unlucky.
Unlucky. It happens, right? It's a very hard pull to go for. And, well, RWHS are now on the back foot of that one. Squiddy is going to have to try and fly back to the point. TGS just putting their foot down on the gas here. Lord Twisty. Olive Oil on the Black Cat here. I wasn't expecting the Black Cat to come out, especially with all the Punisher and hit scan play that Olive Oil has been going for, but already halfway almost to the points. The back cap here from RWHS and Squiddy once again.
Back cap and ready to attack. Good opening onto Lord Twisty as well. You know, they're finding some little bits and pieces. Wiggly looking to concede as well there. So, unfortunately, taking a tumble, but doesn't matter. You know, they're okay. They haven't spotted Squiddy yet. I'm sure they will. Their time will come soon. Soon enough. But for now, we prepare ourselves for battle. Rocket goes down. Good opening. Trying to trade it back for Squiddy there. Making use of their team-ups as well. Cheese going to be the first duelist to go, though. We could see more in a second.
See more in a second. Stereo trying to get up in the mix. Actually, is going to find a double. Old Twisty able to find Stereo, but he's going to be picked up by Mr. Sloth and TGS. They're just so close to greatness here, Matt. Just a few more meters to push. And RWHS, they won't get a portal off in time. It will be TGS for 2.
Yeah, going 6.997 meters there and getting the job done. So, GG, well played to TGS SCCC, and unlucky for RHHS Coyotes there. They got it close, but ultimately not close enough. Now, we get to see what our stat line's going to look like for both of these sides right now. I reckon TwoTapTony's the MVP. No, it's going to be Wildcard on the mag.
Yeah, MVP for Mag. Good meteors. Overall, just like some solid Mag play out of Wildcard. Can't really fault it. It wasn't like flashy, but like it was just stock standard here. Olive Oil as well showing out. Artos flexing a little bit in the pool. Overall, just some good play out of TGS. RWHS, you know, they tried a few things. They tried the Phoenix. They tried some other stuff. They tried the Venom too when they got the Venom through, and felt like they kind of tunneled into that Venom pick a little bit here.
Yeah, I think they definitely maybe put a bit too much on it, right? And it was unlucky. You know, they just didn't have many solutions to what they were being presented with there. Magneto just taking control, like we saw Lord Twisty, makes some great impact on the Angela as well. I think playing the role very effectively, you know, being an absolute nuisance to the opposing side. So, gotta definitely give them props where they're deserved there. Well done, well played to TGS SCCC. And same can be said of RHHS Coyotes. But while we get things set up for our final series today, everybody. We are going to be heading into a short break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Competition Term 3. Mattse and TwoTapTony coming to you live with yet another absolute banger of a series here. It's going to be LC Rivals taking on BSDE Infinity Stones. Tony, this is going to be a fun one, isn't it?
This is going to be a fun one. It's been a while since we've seen BSDE, and excited to see what they've been cooking up, man.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be good times all round. You know, always look fondly to this roster because, you know, we've followed McBoonu's story in particular on this roster at All High as
Yep.
well. Always doing great things there, you know. I always think back, it's a shame we don't see the Frutal McBoonu combo anymore, but
Yeah.
always look back fondly to those times. But we're going to be looking lively into those times now as we're set up good to go for our first map in contention right here, right now, TwoTapTony. Let's get it.
What map is it? It's going to be Krakoa again.
Yeah.
The third time? We do get to see, of course, BSD, though, you know, you alluded to Frutal, you alluded to McBoonu. McBoonu's still here at All High, constantly still stealing my elo in the ranked queues. So still
you're
here as
trying
well.
to curse them here then, are you, Tony?
Maybe,
Yeah.
but of course LC rivals as well, quite a formidable opponent. But Sasti, we've seen bring out some interesting picks. Ghostly as well has been bringing out some fun picks. So you know, for BSD they have to be on guard here. Black Cat already going to be taken away, so McBoonu not going to get the opportunity for that one. Mag as well saved, pretty stock standard here for LC as well. Showing that they're not afraid to do a little target ban.
Yeah, not afraid to take a stand there, and not afraid to take away some of the best pieces for yourselves and your opponents. But oh my days, Tony, it's Jubilation Lee.
Jubilation Lee, Jubilee locked in here. That's a fun one, Matt. I haven't gotten to see. I would have thought, you know, in season 9, season 9.5. Jubilee would have been rampant. Jubilee is like such a strong, fun character to play. I've been playing it a little bit in ranked, and you do so much as a strategist. It's just like playing Gambit, playing Invis, playing Luna, like all in one. Just like so much damage output, but of course so much healing as well.
Yeah, very impressive, isn't it, Tony? And keen to see what they can do with it. I would presume they'd play into the Hood team up there, considering it makes their attacks into the hit scan form indefinitely, and that's really what brings the most impact on Jubilee there. So curious to see how it goes. Black Panther actually going to be banned away now, so looking to target McBoonu maybe heavily. You know, we see they hovered over the Black Cat there, hovered over the maybe BP after that, but ultimately not looking to lock anything else down for the moment.
Yeah, not looking at anything else down here. Going to be taking away Black Cat and a more lock here, knowing that McBoonu's got a pretty diverse pool of heroes that they can bring to their disposal. At All High, getting the Emma secure as well is pretty good here for BSDE. And going to be seeing what else they take away. The Winter Soldier away from LC. Interesting one.
More where that came from. One more ban will be here, and it is going to be a Gambit. So interesting to see that one banned away again. I knew it would come eventually. And today's the day. Party Poison hovering the Mattse, though, means that BSDE might be looking to go for best in slot strategist lineup. If I can lock it in. There you go. Party Poison. Bringing it in there. So yeah, eager to see how that works out for them. You know, playing around the Soul Resurgence there, having the Sedation at the ready as well. I think they can do some great things. With Bruno playing into the Magic as well, has their own the Hood team up, so can definitely look to lock it down. Lock it in a big way, putting it forward into this one, Tony. But, you know, if you were curious about what Magic's team up with the Hood does, well, glad you asked. When you cast the stepping discs there within a hellish magic circle, it actually refunds some of your energy. So with each use of the stepping discs there, summons a limbo demon. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That's the base effects though, right? But when you have the Hood there, the summoned limbo demons actually have increased health and a wider attack range. So you can do a lot more with those little nuisances that Magic puts out.
Yeah, that's an interesting team up. Gives Magic a little bit more firepower to play with. Gives BSDE overall a little bit more firepower to play with. As well, you know, we alluded to the Jubilee Hood team up. Of course, the Hellfire Sparks gives out that hit scan ability to Jubilee to just do so much more damage than necessary. And, well, for LC, of course, they've got a pretty solid composition themselves. We do have that strat pool coming into play. And as well, the Cyclops here from Basasti already finding that quick early KO here. And another early KO, Basasti finding a double.
And maybe more to follow up as it's Mr. Fantastic. Going absolutely crazy for LC Rivals here. Looking to lock in a big way. But see which way this one is going to sway now. They fall back patiently here. You have McBunu at the ready as well. Not having any regrets in their approach here. They're ready to try and bring this one back and go for a counterattack. They're just scouting things out from the corner there, giving themselves away and ready to go for the next big play.
To make their way up. Ghostly figure trying to hold down the front line. He's going to be Strat Pool Ultimate coming out here. Just keeping BSDE at bay for the moment. It's more KOs secured here. McBunu trying to get around the backside. The KOs have already been secured. It's just McBunu, one-man army now. As the rest of his teammates have fallen by the wayside, and Basasti looking to shut him out. McBunu having a retreat here.
Having to fall back and get ready for another counterattack later on into the piece there. Keen curious to see how they can do it as McBunu will fall. So BSDE not having any way in at the moment. It looks like there's some subtle changes coming through though. Party Poison actually looking to play into the cloak instead. McBunu changing it up as well, going to Phoenix here. Okay, I like what they're doing here, Tony, and I'm interested to see if this is the big answer for them.
Gonna have to find something to answer here, because you can see just Basasti peeking on their own, getting a lot of chip damage and just a lot of confidence here for LC. Basasti as well does have that Ruby Rage up and will immediately opt to pop it, finds one, and as well with the fantastic follow-up. Ghostly figure securing one. Basasti looking to chase down McBunu now. Basasti secure it. Now they have to wait out that invincible frame there from the cloak. Oh, sorry, from the cloak actually. Emma goes down. OT done. LC in 100% to 0, man.
Wow, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible. A very confident start there, and keen to see if they can change it up heading into the Cradle now as the Grove. Done and dusted for LC, but now we get down to business in the next portion now. As we see Tasok there looking to get some upgrades on a strap pool, so we'll be able to lock that one in accordingly. Looking so far so good, and speaking of looking good, the ult available for LC Rivals is looking great, as they can just slate their way over to the mission area, potentially come out on top, especially if they can get KOs quick in the neutral. This can be exactly what they need, because BSDE Infinity Stones are right on their tail here in terms of ult charge and being able to play with confidence. So curious to see how they'll go as the gates are about to open here, Tony. Ghostly figure there trying to slice the gates open, but unfortunately doesn't work out quite like that. But what things do work out with is an enhanced team up between Cloak and Dagger and Moon Knight.
The Cloak and Dagger Moon Knight combination here might be able to help McBunu. Because we normally see the McBunu of BSDE, Matt, normally a guy that picks up a ton of those KOs and really shows out here for BSDE, but for the moment, LC just all over them right now. Early boundary going to be popped here. And early KO, though, to Basasti. Eye of Agamotto comes out there. Doesn't lock up a whole lot, but a few will get shut down immediately there. Sword swinging from Tasok. LC find themselves a double there with Tasok, and great Agamotto used, boundary used, I believe as well. McBunu just hiding out, waiting for this next fight to happen here.
Yeah, just hiding out, having a good old time, you know. Looking to see what they can do. It will be a shutdown, so that's unlucky for McBunu. It's a staggered KO now, favouring LC Rivals, and does deny entry for a little bit longer for BSDE here. Just allow them to build up a little bit more charge. But speaking of charge, BSDE almost have full charge on every single ultimate, Tony. If they aren't able to break past right now, I will be gobsmacked.
Yeah, that would be heartbreaker here for BSDE. Fully charged and raring to go. The Meteor available. Well, we'll see Tisot get in the fray as well. Meteor, as soon as the Khonshu comes out here. And BSDE are the first ones to lose a member. Psionic Seduction, Ghostly Figure. Look at the strategists to top them up. Tisot's found another there onto that all-high BSDE. That, they're losing members, but they've got the Kumio at least to answer.
Got exactly what they need in the tank there and ready to bank on it, but no, BSDE will fight back in the last there. McBooner locking it down for their team, and they do get the turnaround right at the last second here, Tony. So looking to lock in some arcs around the space now and looking to maintain control however they can, because it's been quite a terrifying bout so far. But now BSDE have managed to navigate their way through the drought, and they're feeling the full effects of a rejuvenated percentage buildup.
It's going to be pretty good here for BSDE. Fight back in a big way. Sitting here with the Strange, almost up to that Agamotto once again. BSDE though, do have the Khonshu once again built up pretty quickly. McBooner able to get out a ton of free damage with his Moon Knight here as they walk through this choke. Well, going to be going up in air. Khonshu once again, but LC are able to scatter and disengage that fight. Erica needs to be careful. Boundary's going to be popped on the point here. To Soak as well, getting up in the mix. It is going to be no Meteor available for the Eternal Bond that comes across, but I have Agamotto pretty good at dealing with a ton of players. Going to be locked in. Going to be seeing the fantastic Ultimate 2 coming through. SDE slowly winning the fight out.
Love the Brainiac bounce coming through there. Doesn't reach the end of its course though. Do have the Devil Beast Rampage at the ready if they need it. And BSDE have managed to tie things up and exceed now. So they're doing a fantastic job themselves. Just holding it down on the mission area there. Playing around the shielding. But it will be BSDE yielding results again, finding some crucial KOs, and could see a portal from LC in a second. The arcs are coming up and building almost a tower of arcs with how many angles they're covering there, Tony. That's almost terrifying with how much damage they can use here.
Quite terrifying to deal with. Oh, Sassy does have that Ruby Rage up. They're going to need it though, because BSD have found themselves 99. We will opt to use the Jubilee Firework Finale here. Just keeping everybody healthy and as well, dishing out a ton of damage. You're going to be seeing Diesel walk up to do something. The Sassy takes the portal, trying to go for some crazy Ruby Rage playmat, but BSDE will take the cradle, and we go to the carousel.
Third, final objective. Gotta love when we go all the way in these series, Tony. It's gonna be competitive as ever and very keen for who can come out on top of this one. A great turnaround, honestly, from BSDE there. You know, it looks like it might have been a surefire endeavor, especially when LC Rivals took that first objective and moved on to 71% through the second, but it seems like they pulled a switch. You know, that was a big turning point for BSDE, and they managed to bring out their true selves on the tail end of that one.
They're bringing out their best foot, and the BSDE feels good. LC, that feels bad. You know, they had such a convincing first point on Krakoa here. Well, Chief Double Dino does have that Devil Beast Rampage to play with. And, well, Animal High is still trusting in the Emma. Does have Psionic Seduction up now, too. LC going to be on guard. But Sasti, fortunately, didn't pop that Ruby Rage at the end of that last one, so still going to have it up going into this this first push here.
Going to have it up, good to go, and ready to see. Take the show now. As they take a bit of control there. Final exam coming out. It's going to be Psionic Seduction. Kumio Unleashed, and the opening KO goes to BSDE here. Looking to lock in for more. They force LC all the way back there. Ruby Rage trying to re-engage, but it's not going to happen until it does. Still not enough to lock in the KO.
Yeah, no KO secured there. McBunu getting out some damage here. It is going to be a double from that all high. A double as well from the Jubilee. LC. Now, going to have to regroup McBunu. They're going to be setting up for this next Khonshu point. BSDE. Now, feeling like a little bit more on the driver's seat. It was a little bit of a rude awakening for them. Portal already here from Kitten. It is going to be BSDE having a fight on the point as the portal comes out. Aya Agamotto shut down, and Khonshu from McBunu fighting too.
Yeah, good opening start there, and ready for more team on the other side of this portal to soak. Still, oh no. Oh no. It seems they've thrown themselves to the fishes there. So, or to the sharks even. Very unlucky. Okay. Gonna see the Eternal Bonder coming out there. Tony as well. They're really feeling it.
Yeah, alright. We're having a little fun here, it would seem. And for the likes of the BSDE side, they're having a lot more fun maybe than LC are at the moment. We're going to be seeing Bunu once again with this Moon Knight getting those arcs out. And interestingly enough, they are getting shot down immediately. Mattse sees that Moon Knight will answer in kind. The Khonshu comes through, flying on for the double. Mattse answers back in a big way. Meteor's going to come out from Ghostly Figure, but doesn't secure the dunk. BSDE, they have that firework finale match, so they're going to be healthy and pretty much untouchable here in these next few seconds.
Yeah, really crucial seconds as well. Double Beast Rampage coming out as well from BSDE onto this one. So they are desperately trying to fight through here. Ghostly in a big amount of trouble. Might be forced for rubble. There we go. Lock it in. Strange going to be still up, still good. But, oh, McBunu does get spotted there using the portal to their advantage. Uh-oh. Oh, they're waiting. It comes out, but they move to another point of contact. So, good switch up from LC rivals there. BSDE gonna have to work a little harder if they want to take this one away.
Hard for this one. For LC, good flip to get them back in a little bit more confidence, of course, going their board. Boundary coming up. Aya Agamotto to LC. Scatter there. Khonshu from McBunu. Psionic Seduction on the dunk. Kumio has found one on towards the Magic. It's going to be another from Devil Dino. Boundary though from LC. So only going to be 4 members up here. 3 on the point to hold it down for Mattse once again.
Once again, they get the job done there. Going to be very happy with that. Do have Hand of Khonshu at the ready as well. Would expect maybe they'll try and combine that with the Eye of Agamotto there. You know, definitely can get a lot of value out of that one. But saw McBunu considering their options as well. You know, they had a subtle switch up to Spidey for about 5 seconds before they went back to Moon Knight. So curious who's going to go first on this one, because they do have Eternal Bond in a second, and honestly, they can't match from LC rivals. This could actually be the KO blow tier.
And no KO blow, Eternal Bond. Oh my word. It's going to be Darkchild here. It's going to be shut down, BSDE. It's 2 from McBunu. Once again, the Moon Knights going absolutely huge here for both sides. LC trying to stall with Ghostly Figure on the mag. No portal's going to be able to come out in time, Matt. It's BSDE with the reverse sweep here on Krakoa.
Amazing work from them and theirs there. And I really got to admire the fact that their focus fire was well and truly laser pointed there. They were locked in, you know, managed to shut down to soak immediately. I saw them try and pop the ult on Strat Pool there, but just didn't work, you know. The saving grace there swept out of their hands, but it's going to be Rinuriku there taking away the MVP. So big shout out to them and theirs on the White Fox of all things. So
yeah,
good start from them, but I gotta love the Moon Knight players here, tied up in the finals, and yeah, pretty similar score lines, honestly.
Yeah, both 30 and 6. A few more assists going over to Mattse because the Moon Knight helping out a little bit more here for LC. But yeah, I really like the change up there from BSDE. They saw that a few things weren't working. McBunu's like, okay, maybe I can't really play Dive. Dive doesn't really work all too much at the moment. So back to the Moon Knight. And well, felt like very fitting here that BSD were able to trade it up their triple strategist. Just too much to deal with, especially with the fact that they had Jubilee and White Fox in the mix. That's so much damage as well. The potential that I guess a team like LC weren't expecting.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't feel like, particularly at this level, not everybody's kind of opted into Jubilee yet. You know, we tended to see a lot more Jubilee in the beginning, I'd say, more in your triple strategist compositions there. And this was like Season 9, right? Prior to the Hood actually being available. But even now, you know, it's great to see that Jubilee is actually getting a bit more love into this one. I feel like, yeah, having the firework. But no, a lot of other impactful pieces there. Definitely can see some value there. And White Fox having a bit more presence as well now. It's good to see the comeback.
Yeah, good to see White Fox having a little bit of a more stable presence here. Of course, you know, just the fact with Jubilee being in the mix, Mantis still being strong, Gambit still being strong. White Fox kind of like falls by the wayside, especially now as well that Cloak's go back in the mix with all the damage that she can dish out and all the damage amplification she can also dish out. Feels, you know, that White Fox is a little bit down towards the bottom of the rung of the ladder, but you know, for some of these high school teams, if they've got some White Fox specialists, I think about Juno in this conversation. You know, guys that can play White Fox pretty effectively. Why not bring it to play here? Why not show out here? As Matt, we go to Convoy, and it's Yggdrasil Path this time.
That it is Yggdrasil Path on a Convoy, the Classico, not Royal Palace. Don't make that mistake. No. We're on Yggdrasil Path here today, and it's going to be Black Cat taken out of play immediately. So full target onto McBoonoo there again. They don't want McBoonoo to shine brightly at all.
No a chance here for McBoonoo, unfortunately. And, well, going to be taking away the Elsa on the other side of things. And Moon Knight going to be saved very quickly there from the likes of BSDE. They know that, well, Moon Knight really came to help them out in that last one.
Yeah, they did a great job, I think, for both rosters there. You know, the Khonshu came out in a big way, so keen to see that one come into play again. Yeah, and now, whether it'll be as impactful as before, to be seen. But I'm keen as can be to see how things go with Emma Frost being banned out next on the docket there. So that one is going to say a goodbye, but we say hello to another ban.
Another band going to be coming through here. They're going to be taking away at all highs Emma Frost. LC, have you gone mad?
I think they haven't, right? Because that's fully targeted towards at all high there. They've been a traditionally great Emma player for their team, so it makes a lot of sense they're trying to shut that one out. Interesting to see Penny actually taken away as well. I'm guessing they don't want to play around the presence of the Penny, especially on that first corner there, heading into that choke point, considering you can just come to a stalemate, and it looks like there's no way through when you're faced with a devastating Penny there. You know, putting down the egg, putting down the mines, and it may be looking to pack it up and go home. But they don't have to deal with that this time. We are going to see Jubilee and Invis on the next Protects here, Tony. 2 more bans. Next is Black Panther, and 1 more to go.
Man, they're really targeting McBoonoo here with these bans, eh?
They want him gone.
Yeah, they want him gone. I feel for it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Give them a little piece of their own medicine. Yeah. Sassy. No, fantastic for you, buddy.
Oh, they've gone to the Ultron, Tony.
Ooh,
you know, we got the Age of Ultron event. Now it's going to be Bazasti's time to shine with Ultron. I gotta love it. We'll see. I'm curious if they've got the new costume actually from that event. If you haven't played it, make sure you check it out because that costume is absolute heat. But anyway,
are we talking about the '90s one?
Yeah, the new one from the event.
Yeah, I was thinking about the one from the Battle Pass. I just got the one from the Battle Pass with the cloak and the hat.
Ah, they've got this one.
Very like mobster kind of vibe it gives.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the one from the event, which
yeah,
looks like the movie one. Yeah, but
that's good. We're
locking in now. Looks like we are going to see the Venom. They thought about Hulk for a sec there,
Wouldn't know.
but going to be looking into Venom this time for LC Rivals. This is one of the maps where I think that Venom definitely can work. You know, I think it can pay dividends. I like how AEL High has opted in into the hood this time as well. I think Cheesel's going to find a lot more impact from that. You know, we spoke on the hit scan enhancement there from the team-ups, and they're going to get the full effect of that one now.
Yeah, going to be looking to get the full extent from that team up. Oh my word, quick shots coming in from the hood. The KO early secured. They're going to be getting the Devil Dino into healthier states here. And AEL High has been known to play a lot of different Vanguards as well, mate. You can take away the ammo, but you can't take away the Vanguard out of AEL High. The shots are coming out. They're trying to deal with this Venom, and well, Venom, again, as we alluded to, Matt, dives a little bit on the weaker side of things with all the poke that comes out here and all the damage that's been amplified by the Cloak and Dagger team up here with the hood. BSD just holding the ground very effectively.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job right now, just holding this first choke point here. Tasok is looking to try and slice their way through, but they're not getting anything. Like, BSDE just have an iron fortress over this first choke point right now, and it's seemingly impenetrable defenses.
Impenetrable defenses that BSDE have built up for themselves. LC struggling to break for the moment, but of course, 2 minutes 40, still early days here, man. Of course, can't really start to worry for LC just yet. As well, Bunu having to turn around and chase down the Winter Soldier, who's somehow in their back line. And here the Khonshu comes out. Here the Khonshu will fall on down. It's a triple from McBunu. And LC Rivals still struggling to take up space as that mission vehicle gets pushed further back towards the spawn side here.
Going further and further away, but BSDE got all the sway here. And almost have all three strategist ultimates, so they're ready for a fight. But I mean, LC Rivals, one and the same. They've almost got a full stack of ults here, so very keen to see things light up like it's Christmas in a second here, Tony, as we start with a feast.
A feast of the best to come out, and Rage of Ultron to follow suit. Kumio,
Oh my goodness.
and the firework finale. Everybody's coming out to play. Meteor doesn't quite land where they would want. The boundary comes through.
Oh.
And we're going to be seeing Demon on the end. Shots coming double from AEL High. A little bit of swagger too as he stands there and poses for victory. BSDE shut out another fight from LC.
It's just aura all day long for AEL High and co there. I was shocked when we saw the Triforce of ultimates from our strategists from BSDE there. But you know what? I've got to love the confidence. Speaking of, a Ghostly now bringing up the Rage and Royal Flush, trying to rush their way forward. I feel like they pushed into it with a little bit too much distance between them though, but Devil Beats Rampage now going to stampede its way forward, trying their best to force LC Rivals all the way back. They've already stacked it up, a 1-for-1 trade, ready to go for the next stage of the parade here to soak. Trying their best to soak it up, playing into the swords now, see if they can catch Erica or one of the other strategists here, but BSDE are still holding firmly onto this position.
Yeah, I like that. Going ice there on the Cloak. The Khonshu's available. McBunu's going to pop it immediately. Actually forces LC back. One quick KO. Of course, normally you don't have to find KOs with the Khonshu. It's more threatening enough to push them back AEL High. And as well, Party Poison getting involved in the hood. Now Hood v Hood here, trying to find some shots here, make them good. BSDE, hold off another fight, 20 seconds LC. It's now all hands on deck here. This is where the panic sets in.
Yeah, all panic, no disco there, and ready to go into this one head first. Bazasti has the Rage of Ultron at the ready, close to a boundary as well, but they're going to have to play into this one with all hands on deck. And BSDE, they're closer to having more things to cook here, but nobody going to be able to contest the mission vehicle. So BSDE hold them off at the spawn gate and get ready to slate their way towards their own attacking side here, Tony. LC Rivals are going to have to lock down, lock in every single way here. We see our heroes getting locked in, and now LC Rivals thinking about their position into this one. It was a devastating defense, and they need that and then some. They need a godlike defense for LC Rivals. Let's see if they can do it, as they've only got seconds remaining.
Yeah, only got seconds between BSDE claiming a quick one here. We'll see. What do they bring to the table? Very much similar composition. Going to be double Vanguard, single duelist, triple strategist here, BSDE. They're going to be rocking with the triple strategist as well, but it's a lot of upfront. It's Mantis, Jubilee, and
30
White
seconds
Fox.
before you attack. Get ready.
Yeah, they're bringing out everything they possibly can here, Tony. And I'm all for it. You know, especially seeing Mantis, the change up for them there. I think that that's got a lot of potential. I think that playing into the Sedate in particular could make or break the game, especially at this first point, right, where you might want to try and contest the mission vehicle a lot more closely than you would in other places there. So I think there's going to be a lot of problems to face here. But speaking of, the gates open and we get ready to go. And let's see who will be able to take control of the situation as they deal with the turret there from Bazasti very, very quickly.
Yeah, just put AOL High on that one and see what they can do with it. Chiefs just hanging out for the moment. Touching a vibe here in the spawn gates for BSDE. Haven't taken onto the mission vehicle yet because LC are actually opting to play on top of it. The Venom now going to have to fly away here. McBoonu caught there on the flank that was coming out. Yep, going to be set up there from Basasti. Trying to get some shots down there. The Devil Dino losing quite a bit of HP, has to fall back. AOL High though to find Ghostly Figure. BSD, the slow ascent up this hill starts to happen.
Slowly but surely they try and reach the peak here, but might have been left behind. So curious how they'll go. Big shots with the arc there, almost shutting down the rocket there. Not going to be able to have any sustain. It's the portal just to the final stretch. 0.02 meters, Tony. They get on just barely.
That's a big clutch portal, and that's going to be the White Fox, though. Immediate KO, and the Jubilee and the White Fox once again. Ghostly Figure got such a clutch portal in. Rocket now to touch, and Rocket going to be falling to AOL High. BSDE, very quick on Yggdrasil path. Matt, only 52 meters having to be pushed, and they lock it up in 2.
Lock it up into, what else can they do? They can do it all as they rise from the ashes there. And AOL High going to be the MVP, an absolute gun into that one for their team. And got to give them much respect. You know, a clean 2-0 for BSDE. They are so back, Tony.
Yeah, you know, we were speaking about the BSDE of old, the dominant BSDE with Frutal, with McBoonu. And, you know, Frutal no longer here, but of course wishing his boys the best. And wow, they still got it. AOL High, McBoonu, very impressed with how they played this series overall. But of course their triple strategist lineup has to be something we point out, Matt. You know, that White Fox Jubilee combination, so much AoE disruption here that LC just couldn't really work out.
Yeah, they had no answer, and it was just unfortunate for them there, you know. They did the best they could into it, but just caught off by the wayside time and time again. So unlucky for them and theirs there, Tony. But you know what is lucky? It's our sponsors! A big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, a big shout as well to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech. From high spec to precision gear, Officeworks has what you need.
Yes, they do. And you know what else? We want to say a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner, made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So big shout out to each and every single one of our sponsors there. You know them, you love them. We appreciate their support. And if you want to support the AEL, make sure you check out AU Esports League on all of our various social medias there. You know, we're on X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We are on all of them. So make sure you check us out to stay up to date on all of our various competitions there, including this one. You can see all the good stuff to learn all about it. But speaking of all about it, it's going to be all about it for me and TwoTapTony today. It's been a pleasure to bring all of you some amazing Marvel Rivals action here for our high school competition. We can't wait to see you in the next one. I'm sure it's going to be just as good, if not better. And we will see you then. Thanks so much for watching.